I have worked with dozens of young men who are all struggling with the same thing: lust. Nobody wants to talk about it, and nobody wants to give the solutions for it. In this video, I'm going to lay out exactly how to beat lust as a Catholic man. I'm going to go through step by step what you need to do to overcome this in your life, and there are two things that you absolutely have to do in order to overcome it. The first thing, and this is so powerful because I have seen this work over and over again, and I have yet to be disappointed. Anybody who does just this one thing is going to be able to start winning battles that you were losing before. Anybody who does just this one thing is going to completely transform their life and get rid of all mortal sin in a very short period of time. And that is pray the rosary daily. Listen, maybe you've heard this advice over and over again and think, yeah, I should do that. Do it. Do it. There is no reason for you not to start today. I promise you, if you pray the rosary for 1 month, either all mortal sin will go away or the rosary will go away. The two are completely incompatible and cannot coexist for any long period of time. If you pray 5 decades of the rosary for 30 days straight, you will be lust-free. You will not look at filth on the internet anymore, and you probably won't want to anymore. Our Lady will set you free. And if you do not believe me, try it. Try it for 30 days. And if you still are viewing filth on the internet, even after praying 5 decades of the rosary for 30 days, come back to this video, leave a comment telling me Our Lady was wrong. It won't happen. Try it. The first thing that you need to do is pray the rosary. I want to share with you a story from Saint Dominic. This is by St. Louis de Montfort, written about Saint Dominic. It's a true story about an exorcism that he performed, and I'll share the link if you want to read this entire book called The Secret of the Rosary by St. Louis de Montfort. If you want to read that whole book for free, I'll share the link to a PDF in the description. When St. Dominic was preaching the rosary near Cassone, an Albigensian was brought to him, who was possessed by the devil. St. Dominic exorcised him in the presence of a great crowd of people. It appears that over 12,000 had come to hear him preach. The devils who were in possession of this wretched man were forced to answer St. Dominic's questions in spite of themselves. They said that, 1. There were 15,000 of them in the body of this poor man because he had attacked the 15 mysteries of the rosary. 2. They went on to testify that by preaching the rosary, he put fear and horror into the very depths of hell, and that he was the man they hated most throughout the whole world because of the souls which he snatched from them by devotion to the Holy Rosary. 3. They then revealed several other things. St. Dominic put his rosary around the Albigensian's neck and asked the devils to tell him who, of all the saints in heaven, was the one they feared the most, and who should therefore be the most loved and revered by men. At this, they let out such unearthly screams that most of the people fell to the ground faint from fear. Then, using all their cunning so as not to answer, the devils wept and wailed in such a pitiful way that many of the people also wept out of a purely natural pity. The devils spoke through the mouth of the Albigensian, pleading in a heart-rending voice, Dominic, Dominic, have mercy on us. We promise you that we will never hurt you. You have always had compassion for sinners and those in distress. Have pity on us, for we are in grievous straits. We are suffering so very much already. Why do you delight in heightening our pains? Can't you be satisfied with our suffering without adding to it? Have pity on us, have pity on us. St. Dominic was not one whit moved by the pathos of these wretched spirits, and told them that he would not let them alone until they had answered his question. Then they said they would whisper the answer in such a way that only St. Dominic would be able to hear. The latter firmly insisted upon their answering clearly and out loud. Then the devils kept quiet and refused to say another word, completely disregarding St. Dominic's orders. So he knelt down and prayed thus to Our Lady. O all-powerful and wonderful Virgin Mary, I implore you by the power of the most holy rosary, order these enemies of the human race to answer me. No sooner had he made this prayer than a glowing flame leapt out of the ears, nostrils, and mouth of the Albigensian. Everyone shook with fear, but the fire did not hurt anyone. The devils cried, "Dominic, we beseech you, by the passion of Jesus Christ, and by the merits of his holy mother, and of all the saints, let us leave the body of this man without speaking further. For the angels will answer you your question whenever you wish. After all, are we not liars? So why should you want to believe us? Please don't torture us any more. Have pity on us. Woe unto you, wretched spirits, who do not deserve to be heard," St. Dominic said, and kneeling down, he prayed to Our Lady. "O most worthy Mother of Wisdom, I am praying for the people assembled here, who have already learned how to say the angelic salutation properly. Please, I beg of you, force your enemies to proclaim the whole truth and nothing but the truth about this, here and now, before the multitude." St. Dominic had hardly finished this prayer when he saw the Blessed Virgin near at hand, surrounded by a multitude of angels. She struck the possessed man with a golden rod that she held and said, "Answer my servant Dominic at once." Remember, the people neither saw nor heard Our Lady, but only St. Dominic. Then the devil started screaming, "Oh, you who are our enemy, our downfall, and our destruction, why have you come from heaven just to torture us so grievously? O advocate of sinners, you who snatch them from the very jaws of hell, you who are the very sure path to heaven, must we, in spite of ourselves, tell the whole truth and confess before everyone who it is who is the cause of our shame and our ruin? Oh, woe unto us, princes of darkness! Then listen well, you Christians. The Mother of Jesus Christ is all-powerful. She can save her servants from falling into hell. She is the sun which destroys the darkness of our wiles and subtlety. It is she who uncovers our hidden plots, breaks our snares, and makes our temptations useless and ineffectual. We have to say, however reluctantly, that not a single soul who has really persevered in her service has ever been damned with us. One single sigh that she offers to the Blessed Trinity is worth far more than all the prayers, desires, and aspirations of all the saints. We fear her more than all the other saints in heaven together, and we have no success with her faithful servants. Many Christians who call upon her when they are at the hour of death, and who really ought to be damned according to our ordinary standards, are saved by her intercession. Oh, if only that Mary, it is thus in their fury that they called her, had not pitted her strength against ours, and had not upset our plans, we should have conquered the church, and should have destroyed it long before this, and we would have seen to it that all the orders in the church fell into error and disorder. Now that we are forced to speak, we must also tell you this. Nobody who perseveres in saying the rosary will be damned, because she obtains for her servants the grace of true contrition for their sins, and by means of this they obtain God's forgiveness and mercy. Then St. Dominic had them all say the rosary very slowly and with great devotion. And a wonderful thing happened. At each Hail Mary that he and the people said together, a large group of devils issued forth from the wretched man's body under the guise of red-hot coals. When the devils had all been expelled and the heretic was at last entirely free from them, Our Lady, who was still invisible, gave her blessing to the assembled company, and they were filled with joy because of this. A large number of heretics were converted because of this miracle and joined the confraternity of the Most Holy Rosary. Okay, what do we see there? Our Lady is the number one most powerful enemy to the demons. If you can gain Our Lady's ear, the battle is already won. If you are faithful in praying the rosary, the demons will want nothing to do with you. So the number one thing you have to do, it's indispensable. If you want to overcome lust as a Catholic man, the number one thing you have to do is pray the rosary every single day. 5 decades, every single day. And if your temptations get worse when you're praying the rosary, that's a sign that the demons are throwing, no pun intended, but they're throwing a Hail Mary pass. It's their last-ditch effort to keep their claws on you. So if you start praying the rosary and the temptations increase, know that it's temporary and pray 4 rosaries a day until the temptations decrease. The devil is not very strong, but he is clever. And he knows that if he can make the temptations worse for a short time while you're praying the rosary, you may give up. You may be tricked into thinking, oh, it's not working. Oh, it's having the wrong effect on me. What's wrong with me? If you can persevere in praying the rosary 5 decades a day for 30 days, you will be liberated from your temptations to lust, at least the ones that you give into. You'll be free from mortal sin, because mortal sin and the rosary cannot coexist for any long period of time. Even if you're in a state of mortal sin right now, and you think that you're lost, you think that there's no hope for you, pray the rosary for 30 days, and Our Lady will take care of you, and she will get you into God's grace. She will deliver you from all of the temptations that you've been falling into. Try it. Try it. And the second thing you have to do if you want to get your lust under control is some sort of fasting. Listen, I think that 90% of the sexual temptations that men deal with today come from an inability to restrain themselves at the table. If you are eating and eating whatever you want and eating as much as you want, even if you're healthy, even if you're in good shape, what you're doing is you're creating a habit in your mind and in your soul that says, when my body wants something, I say yes. You have to say no to your body. Either your body's in charge of you or you're in charge of your body. There's no middle ground. Your desires, your fleshly desires, need to be viewed in a healthy way, but need to be viewed as an enemy. You have to subdue them and rein them in. If you follow where they lead, they will lead you to destruction, and not the pretty kind. They'll lead you to obesity, diabetes, disease, things that you don't want naturally or supernaturally. You have to discipline your body. You have to say no to food so that you can say yes to the Lord. You have to take your mind and your heart away from the table so that you can place your desires in the Eucharistic banquet. So the 2 things you have to do to overcome lust. Number 1, 5 decades of the rosary every day. It is the most powerful weapon that we have. And number 2, fast. Fast. Say no to breakfast. In the gospel, our Lord says that certain demons only come out by prayer and fasting. And listen, the industry that controls all that filth on the internet is riddled with demons. Absolutely riddled with them. It's a demonic inversion of chastity. It's a demonic inversion of the family. It's the devil's version of liturgy. It's disgusting what's going on there. And if you've been engaging in that for a long time, then you need to be delivered of those demons. And those demons will only come out by prayer of the rosary and fasting. You get those 2 things right and you stick with it for 30 days, and you will be liberated, and Our Lady will bring you back into the grace of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. If you enjoyed that and you want to join me and a group of other men in praying the rosary daily and overcoming our vices and in becoming canonized saints, then check out the link in the description and join my Discord. God bless.